610 WIVA and the MDR Home Show with Making Dreams Realty by Keller Williams. Joined in studio this morning by Kevin Clark and Ryan Koenig. Guys, how you doing today?
Good morning.
Doing great. Good morning, Sean.
Doing well. Can we golf in this kind of weather?
Ooh.
One could, but one may choose not to.
I'm always up for a challenge, Sean Preble. Let's get it going.
Do they still do night golf? Is that still something that people do? Ever do that with the glow balls and the...
I did it a couple years ago.
Yeah, it's been years since I did it.
That's hard.
Yeah.
That's hard, man. It sounds fun, but that's tough to do.
You may need a light-up ball for weather like this, but...
Right.
I'll tell you, it's wild.
It is. It's great to see both of you, and we've got a great show today. And one of the really cool things about having you guys here is we've got a buyer's agent and a seller's agent. And, of course, each week we do a different theme on the program. This week is Did You Know? And we're going to talk about something a lot of people didn't know is you can work with a team and part of a team. And there's some great benefits to that. We'll talk a little bit about that in just a moment. A couple of things to keep in mind, though, as we talk with Kevin and Ryan this morning is, of course, the website, mdrealtywi.com. That's mdrealtywi.com. And the telephone number at Making Dreams Realty, 480-8599. That's 480-8599. Or if you have a question, love to hear from you this morning. If it's about real estate, guys are here to answer your questions at 321-1310. That's 321-1310. So let's talk just kind of a quick overview. And one of the really great things about Making Dreams Realty and, of course, working with Keller Williams as well is you guys on a couple of different levels. You're quite the team. I mean, you guys cover a lot of different aspects of real estate.
We do, and the great thing is that there's 8 of us, and we, specialize in our gifts.
Yes.
And so, back when I started doing real estate, I did this by myself as an individual realtor. And, so I can speak pretty good about the differences of hiring an individual versus hiring a team. And we've got a great, on our website that you mentioned, mdrealtywi.com, if you go to the About section, it does a real nice job of, talking about our team and what we do. And then you can kind of see the whole team and who does what. But, yeah, I generally handle sellers and Ryan generally handles buyers. And so most people don't understand that it doesn't cost you anything more. Back when I was doing it myself and I was sitting down with somebody and talking to them about listing their home, we were, I had charged at the time, or our company, and again, it's pretty common. It's not price fixing or anything, but you see 6% listings. Mm-hmm. And so I was charging 6%, which was 3% for the buy side and 3% for the listing side. And but that was just me.
Yeah.
And I was the operations person, the marketing person, the paperwork, the transaction coordinator. I worked with buyers. I worked with sellers. And so I was split up a lot.
Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, I watch what you do even on the sell side, and I've been involved with a couple listings, and it is a lot of work. And if you want to do a lot of business, right? If you're good at it, and then other people are like, they're referring you, or and you like, because every agent wants to get more business, but man, it's a lot to handle as an individual. And there's some agents that have brokerages that they are a part of, but they don't have that team dynamic that I think I've seen in MDR that's really popped.
And I heard the term team as well, and also strengths and team members working to their strengths. I think of, like, for example, if you're buying a new car and you're trading in your previous car, the person that you're buying the new car from isn't the person that inspects your trade-in, isn't the person that assesses the value on that trade-in. They're very specialized. They're very good at, okay, let's show you the features of this new vehicle, and then we'll let somebody else take a look at your car, and we'll see what's going on with it and what its value is. And I know it's a much smaller thing. We're not talking about the largest, most important purchase of your life, but it is comparable that there's a reason why there's buyer's agents, and there's a reason why there's seller's agents, and there's also a great reason that if you can have them both in-house, you're in a great spot.
Yeah, I like your analogy on the car thing.
Yeah,
I think that's a good one. Well, and you think about a really small used car dealership, they might not specialize as much in a very small one, but they're not going to do as much business. Mm-hmm. And on our end, the fact is we can do a lot more business this way, and by doing a lot more business, that means we get a lot more experience.
Right.
And and we're negotiating on the behalf of the client. Mm-hmm. Do you want somebody that's done this 150 times this year, or do you want somebody that's done this 5 times this year?
Right.
Is with that too, and you mentioned, I think sometimes people say, "Oh, well, you've done it a lot. Does that mean, well, there's less attention or those type of things?" One of the great things about your team, and I think especially, for example, if you're a buyer or if you're a seller as well, is you guys rely on one another, and of course, the people you work with rely on you as well, is to say, hey, let's work even a further partnership, whether it's getting a second buyer's agent or a second listing agent in for the open house or to be showing homes. I mean, there's some really nice opportunities there as well for working with either part of the business.
Yeah, we all have blind spots in our professions. If you're a client, you're going to have blind spots as well. And a team that's full of people that have a lot of different background experience in real estate and life can really help you with those blind spots. A team will help you share the load. A team will get you out of that island mentality that you're just out there by yourself. I met a couple at an open house this couple weeks ago, and young couple had their little baby with them. I love that. It's my favorite thing. My open houses are my favorite thing because it's a people thing. And just talking with these guys, it just became really clear what they were doing is that they were scrolling on Zillow at night, right? They just kind of scroll on Zillow, which we do not recommend scrolling on Zillow. It costs you nothing to connect with a buyer's agent. We would love to connect with you if you're out there listening. Just connect with us. We can give you some direction with that. But what else they were doing is they were going to open houses, but they were just alone. They didn't want anybody to mess with them. They kind of wanted to do it on their own terms, but they had no idea what to do. They had no idea what their first steps were. You know, they liked the idea of all that, but they didn't know what to do. And so when I was talking to them about MDR, and one of the things that I love about MDR is we are a team, and quite frankly, I would not be doing what I'm doing right now if it were not for the team. Mm-hmm. I am not a Lone Ranger type of guy. I got to have a team.
I don't think we're going to lose them anytime soon, no. Sean.
I got to be on a team. And I think that couple needs to be on a team as well. And I always tell our clients, we're a team. We get to do this together. You know, when we hike the ball, we're going in the same direction. Right. We're moving towards the goal. And the goal is to make sure that we go from this moment all the way to the closing table. And after that, we want to be, I like what Dawn says all the time. She's like, well, we want to be your realtor for life.
Right.
And, you know, I just think that team dynamic is what a lot of people are missing, and they don't even know it. They don't even grab a hold of that.
And that's one of the interesting two things I've learned about Make Dreams Realty and kind of how everything's structured. You mentioned, you know, working for life is people typically, you own a few homes throughout your lifetime, and a lot of real estate folks will say, okay, we'll help you this time, and then, you know, maybe give us a call in the future if you have anything. And in reality, with Make Dreams Realty, you guys are really making that commitment to say, we want to partner with you through this. We want to help you today, but we also in 5, 10, 20, maybe 30 years, when you're ready to look to that next, we want to be there too. And we want to know you in the meantime too. We want to see how things are changing and maybe let you know if something comes available that might interest you. But there's really that need, and I think the term was those strengths and connect, where a couple of the words I'm hearing this morning is really connect and get to know those people very well and help them make their way through life.
Yeah, and one of the great things is, you know, having 8 of us on the team is that we have different personalities and different perspectives. And so when we do connect with somebody, we have, you know, maybe that person that does connect a little easier based on personality. And our goal is really to help them understand, you know, where they're going, not push them in any direction, but just to, you know, partner alongside them and take in what they want to do, where they want to go with in life. And who knows, maybe somebody, you know, we don't know what we don't know. Mm-hmm. And I always tell when I'm talking to like a young couple and they're going to get in a house and they say things to me like, we're just looking for our forever home. I'm like, you don't even know what your forever home is because you don't know what you don't know. You've never lived in a home. And I don't mean that, you know, in a bad way. I mean it in a way that we're going to get you a home that makes sense, that works for you financially, and help you do this the right way. So when you discover all the things that you don't like about homes and what you do really like, and then we can start looking for that next home. And maybe somewhere along the way, you might be like, you know, real estate is a good investment. And maybe maybe I should look into that. And we want to be that resource to say, hey, absolutely right. If this is something that you think, because maybe, you don't want to expose yourself strictly to the stock market. And not that, you shouldn't diversify is what they always say, right? We should diversify our investments. And so if real estate ends up being part of the way you want to go to diversify, we're here to help, and we have the tools and the resources to do so.
And you can make that connection. Of course, all you got to do is pick up the phone, give them a call. Make Dreams Realty telephone number 480-8599. That's 480-8599. Whether you're looking to work with a buyer's agent, a seller's agent, or looking for both, they'd love to get to know you. The team would love to work with you at Make Dreams Realty. Again, the telephone number 480-8599. The website, mdrealtywi.com. That's mdrealtywi.com. As Kevin mentioned, as well as we're talking about the team at Making Dreams Realty, when you get to mdrealtywi.com, if you click on the About, you can see the whole team and see exactly how they all work together. And I will tell you, also follow them on Facebook, a fun group of people, a lot of great stuff on their Facebook page, and the personalities really come out there as well. Just to Making Dreams Realty with Keller Williams on Facebook. We'll continue our conversation with Kevin and Ryan. We will do that next and take your call at 321-1310. That's 321-1310 as the MDR Home Show with Making Dreams Realty continues right here on 1310 WIBA.
It's time to cast your ballot for a better future. Take back control of your life with It's Just Lunch and set a positive agenda that benefits you. In an otherwise hectic world, one thing is certain. Dating is a higher priority for singles now more than ever. The right candidates are out there, and you can find them with the help of It's Just Lunch. For nearly 3 decades, It's Just Lunch has been changing lives one match at a time. We know that it's not how you date, it's who you date. And our members are serious about finding real connection. Maybe you're ready to go out for lunch or drinks at a restaurant, or maybe you'd rather start with a date pre-arranged for you in a virtual setting. Whatever your comfort level, our professional matchmakers make sure your dating experience is safe, low pressure, and fun. There's only so much you can control in life. With It's Just Lunch, dating is one of them. Date your way and take back control today by casting your vote for more connection and a better future. Visit itsjustlunchmadison.com or call 608-255-9600. It's Just Lunch. Connection awaits with guaranteed dates.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SB Black Friday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Join Kevin and Renee Clark for the MDR Home Show Tuesdays at 8:30 a.m. on 1310 WIBA.
Joined by Kevin Clark and Ryan Koenig. This is the MDR Home Show with Making Dreams Realty right here at 1310 WIBA. Mention the website, mdrealtywi.com. That's mdrealtywi.com. Great website, by the way. Some very powerful search tools on that website. I remember a couple, probably a year. How long has it been since the upgraded, new and improved? Has it been a year?
Time. 2020 is just a blur right now. Sure, I don't even know. I can't believe it's ending here soon.
I know. Not a moment too soon, though, I think, for some of us.
Yeah, for many.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, we had a planning session for 2021, and it was just, that was the first time I was really looking forward to a planning session.
Yeah. It's been an interesting year, and of course, it's a great time, by the way. I know a lot of us have, probably done, you mentioned things like planning sessions and those kind of things. I know as we start getting towards the new year, a lot of us start to kind of focus on not only the year ahead, but the couple of years ahead and kind of making those long-term plans. And when we talk about, we're doing the working as part of a team, and we're kind of looking at putting plans in place, it's a nice thing. If you're thinking about, and I know a lot of people have been thinking about and maybe haven't done some serious deep thought about it, or maybe even reached out to somebody, it is a really good time to list a home. It's a really good time as well to be buying a home. There's really good reasons to do both of them. And unfortunately, I think sometimes people, through procrastination or whatever reason, just hold off. It's a really good time to make those considerations right now, isn't it?
It is, and for some, it's they don't have a choice, right? And so they're going to do it. And there's plenty of buyers out there that need to buy a home.
Man.
And if you've got a bunch of people saying, "Well, I just don't want to list in the spring because I don't want to move in the winter," let me just tell you, moving in the winter is probably better than moving when it's 95 degrees and humid out.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You can't. You can put more clothes on.
Yeah.
you can only take so many off before you could get arrested.
Yes.
Yeah,
So keep
right.
that in mind.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing. And competition's a little bit less. So when you list your home, there's still a lot of buyers out there. There are a lot of people coming in. Businesses are rehiring right now. There's, so they're bringing people in from different locations.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're maybe on the fence about selling your house because you're wondering if there's buyers out there, let me just tell you, there are buyers out there. There are so many buyers on the market right now. So many people looking, and talking about that young couple, just kind of looking around. What's interesting about that on the team aspect? So I meet this couple, amazing connection, just really clicked, and we talked. And I said, "Hey, listen, not only do I want to get you hooked up with our team, and again, you get all 8 of us." It's a pretty powerful thing. And you get marketing, you get admin, you get other realtors, you get just this bulked up, awesome unit of people that's coming alongside of you. Also, we have connection to lenders. Mm-hmm. We have connection to people that we trust, that are local, that will do a really great job, and we work in tandem. And so I hooked them up with a lender. The lender was really honest. I told them, Sean, I at the open house, I said, listen, you need somebody to be honest with you about this process, because you don't want more house at the end of the money, right? You want to make sure that you're not getting into something just because a realtor or a lender wants you to get, into something. And so I hooked them up with a good connection with the lending side that I've had many successful transactions on. And it was he was honest with them. And he said, I think that you guys need to wait. I think it would be really good for you guys to wait a certain amount of time and be ready here. And then when you're ready to go, you're ready to go. And so we texted back and forth, and she was like, I'm just really thankful for the honesty. And I said, well, now you've got a good team around you, and we'll be ready to go when you're ready to go. And it's not going to be a burden for you. That's a huge part of this. Yeah. And I had a client the other day text all 3 of us. He was texting the lender, me, and everybody. He goes, hey, team, just wanted an update. And I was like, that's so cool that he said, hey, team, because that is literally what we do. We bring the team around everybody.
That is so great to hear. And it's also great to hear, too, as you mentioned, working with the right lender and the right people, and somebody that's going to tell you, let's get a couple things taken care of first, and then you'll be in a much better position. And also, I think it's so tempting especially as a first-time buyer to say, oh, what are we approved for? And just hitting that number, and it's like, wait a sec, you want to work with somebody that's going to guide you and say, maybe you want to come a little bit below that number as well. The other thing, too, is we talk about teams, and I know, Kevin, as we came back, you had mentioned, folks who are in the position of relocation, whether they're coming into Dane County, whether they're coming into southern Wisconsin, you guys can work with them. But also if they are being relocated to sunny South Florida,
right?
You guys have connections with Keller.
Why would you go there?
I have
Why would you go to sunny Florida? That doesn't
you get weather
make
like
sense.
today? Stick around.
Sense.
It'll change in a few minutes. So no, we do have connections all throughout the country, and actually into other countries too. And being part of Keller Williams as our brokerage partner, we are connected through technology with all these agents. We can research them. We can find out how much business they're doing. We can see what they, we have bios on them. We can make phone calls and just vet them out to see if they're a fit before you go. So you can go to look at homes and have this set up for you. And we can get you in contact with them so that right when you get there, you're not spending the first day trying to find someone to help you. Then you got to spend the next couple of days, looking. Instead, you can have everything set up for you right when you get there and start looking and be confident that you're going to, fit with somebody because you've already talked to them on the phone.
I think if the bottom line is like if you want a team, a local team, you got that. If you want a national team, you got that. Right? Yeah. In Making Dreams Realty, that's what you have.
International as well.
You do. And you can, it's an incredible thing. And we've done that. The realtors on the team, we've connected with other real estate agents across the nation, and it's been an incredible experience. And so if you're out there and you're thinking, man, I don't want to get into something that I'm not confident with this. I'm listening to you guys, and this is what I want. I want this team of people that costs me nothing extra than what you initially do.
Right.
If you want that, then man, it is an amazing experience. I know I'm having a blast. My wife's having a blast. I think we all do. Like you said, the Facebook page is full of pictures of just us having a good time, and we want that for our clients. We want that for our future clients, and it's an incredible opportunity.
All you got to do is pick up the phone, make that connection right now, 480-8599. That's 480-8599. The website, mdrealtywi.com. That's mdrealtywi.com. You may know Kevin was a math teacher. We're going to be talking a little bit of chemistry in the podcast-only segment. Definitely want to check that out again. That'll be posted up at mdrealtywi.com. Guys, always great to see you. We'll talk in just a moment.
All right, sounds good. Thanks,
Dan O'Donnell comes your way next right here, 1310 WIBA.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
This is the MDR Home Show with Making Dreams Realty by Keller Williams. Of course, the special podcast exclusive segment. Don't forget we do this at the end of each show. So if you are new to the podcast and new to the bonus segment, go back and listen. Even if you've listened to the air stuff, you've missed a good chunk of the show. Get to kind of let our hair down, if I'll say for myself, if I had any. I'm jealous of both you guys. You guys both have great hair.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
Did he say gray or great?
It's both.
Yeah.
I think he used a double word there.
Yeah.
We started the conversation today. We're of course this week's a Did You Know week, and we talked about the importance and the opportunity to hire a team and working as a team. And something that we talk a lot about, just kind of here and there, just like spurts is kind of the family type environment at Make Dreams Realty and how you guys all work together and how different personalities and that chemistry around the office. And I think it's really important to point out is when it comes to working with different people as well, you guys, because there's 8 of you, you can really cater to the individual to say, okay, this is this type of person. They feel more comfortable. And I've used this example on the air before, and I'll use it again. When I met Ryan the first time, it was probably a year ago, right away, immediately, it's like, hit it off. I knew right away, okay, I know Ryan. I met him the first time, but I feel like I've known him for years. But that's a gift, and I think having those type of connections, not only externally, but internally is important as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it helps us with, again, I had mentioned earlier in the show too, working in our gifts. And so when we talk about the chemistry of the team, that's what we're really trying to do is help people work in their gifts, work with the right people, doing the right things. And so, we're all in this boat together. And so the great thing, just to give like an example, let's just say, Ryan's working with a buyer and he goes out, that buyer wants to see 8 homes on Saturday. Okay. And he's got them all booked. He's ready to go. Well, then he's got another buyer that calls him up on Friday night after he's got this schedule. And they're like, I really love this home. I want to see it at noon on Saturday. And he's, if he was an individual agent, he would be saying, well, I'm booked on Saturday. You're going to have to wait till Sunday, and that house could be gone in the market we're in. And the great thing is having the team is he can call, one of the other agents on the team and say, hey, can you help me with this and do a showing for me? And we're more than willing to help. So that's one aspect of the team. The second part of it is like, another story is like if I'm listing a home, for example, and I'm working now with 20 people on their homes and I've got, all these listings and I'm listing their home. Well, if I were just listing and I had to work with buyers and I was trying to do it, there wouldn't be a whole lot of marketing going on. And so we got Renee in the background that's, just very gifted in her marketing. And so she's, kind of our marketing guru and that can happen all the time for these 20 listings.
Yeah.
And that just kind of keeps going and keeps going. And that's why you see things on our Facebook page and our Instagram page and, Twitter and this and that, like we're all over LinkedIn. And so because we have somebody dedicated to that position and she's working in her gifts, well, then we've got the transaction side of it. Ryan gets a deal done and on the buyer side, he shows those 8 homes. They want to write an offer. He writes the offer. They do the negotiation, but when it becomes an accepted offer, then that gets passed on over to Kristen, his wife. And Kristen takes it from there. And Kristen is handling the transaction part of it, where she's helping them with reminders about getting their earnest money in, and then when's the inspection. Ryan might help set it up, but Kristen could help set it up, and so there's a lot of things that are going on, and chemistry wise we're working together to get this done. The other thing is we get a lot of phone calls coming in.
Yes.
And those phone calls that are coming in, if I were not out there working with sellers and Ryan working with buyers, and we had to take all these phone calls all the time, or Dawn or Shelly or some of these other people, then we would be interrupting our workflow of what we're going to do better at. So Michelle's inside sales, and she's handling the phone calls coming in, and she's sending, finding out what people want, what they want to do, and she's kind of talking to them, and then she's going to pass them off to the appropriate person. If it's a seller, it's to me. If it's buyers, it's to one of the other 3 agents. And so it just works really well. Now, is it perfect all the time?
I was gonna say, where's the Price is Right? Boom, 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 boom.
That was pretty good. I like that.
Saving that. We're going to drop that in future shows.
Yeah, I was gonna say we probably have that queued up. It is definitely it definitely sounds great when you got all those pieces together. Obviously, my wife and I, we were on the show a couple weeks ago, and we were joking around about this whole team thing, and husband and wife working together. We have 2 husband and wife teams.
Yeah.
We have Renee and Kevin, and then we have Kristen and myself. And wow, I wish I could say that just goes awesome all the time, but it doesn't. And so what do you do? I can't tell you, and Sean, you probably know this. I mean, it's inside of your home, it's at your office, it's all comes down to communication. Yeah. And it really stinks when you think you're just do, everything's great. And then all of a sudden you have one of the admin that says, hey, listen, I don't know where you guys are. I don't know what's going on. Nobody's said anything to me. They're texting and we're not getting back with them. My wife will come into the back room, and, she'll have this. And I know when she's approaching, I'm probably not going to have many answers for her questions because she's already thinking about like 1,000 things. And so what happens when all of that kind of like doesn't work, and we have to then work to make it happen. Teamwork makes the dream work. That stuff. I mean, we have to continue to work towards that goal because I tell you, it's tough sometimes. Every team every football team that we love, right? Whoever that is, whether it's the Packers or
the Lions.
What's that other team in Detroit? Anyway, the Cats, I think. Anyway, every team is going to have this work ethic towards, except for the Jets, but every team that's going to be working is going to be working towards that hike the ball mentality, and we're all doing the same thing. But I tell you, man, some of the best teams that we've seen, and how many times have we watched it in playoffs, right? Where we're on the edge of our seats and we're just like, oh my gosh, like don't make a mistake. And then somebody jumps off the line because they're excited and they throw a wrench in the gears, and you got to go backwards before you can go forwards. I think we're not expecting perfection out of the team. We're going to make mistakes. But our commitment is to stay a team and to move forward, to work it out and move forward. And I've had that in the first year. I have had that specific thing happen inside of our team where I've had to really work hard, getting to know the chemistry, getting to know the people, the personalities. Yeah. I made a mistake. I had to rectify that. I had to apologize. I had to change kind of the trajectory. It's really important that people understand that the team doesn't necessarily, it's not penalty perfect.
Yes. I like it. It's a good analogy. If the Jets, by the way, I got to go back to the Jets just for a second.
0-9.
Yeah, I know, but if their goal is to get the number 1 draft pick, they're right on track.
They've secured it, yeah.
I mean, so you don't know. What is their goal?
Yeah.
There's always a positive, right?
There is always an upside to that. But we talk too about openness, honesty, and those type of things too. As we're kind of having this conversation too, is that's an important part of this. Is saying, listen, this is where we are. This is where things stand, and having those great a priority on communication and kind of talking through the stuff. And I think one of the mistakes I think for a lot of people that are inexperienced would probably make, and as we're talking this morning about the benefits of working with a team and working with experience, inexperienced people often make mistakes because it's unforeseen, or when they do make those mistakes, they don't even actually realize the mistake has been made. The nice thing about having a team and having a group of people with experience is mistakes are noticed, mistakes are dealt with, been there, done that kind of thing as well.
Well, and I love the experience, word that you use there is that we have been exposed to more mistakes. The more experience you have, the more mistakes you're going to make, and the better you get at recognizing, where those pitfalls are, so that you can address them. Yeah. And so that's really what helps us when it comes to negotiations, or when it comes to just communicating with lenders, communicating back and forth with title companies, or different things that are going on, and we see where mistakes are happening. And then we go above and beyond if one comes up that we didn't know about. And we had an interesting one come up recently here that wasn't, there wasn't like really a fault anywhere. It was just not understanding. A person had a will that said that they were the beneficiary of the property, and not knowing that things have to, because I'm not a lawyer and nobody on our team is. We just happen to have an agent on our team that is married to a lawyer, which helps. And so, but I didn't consult prior. We went ahead, put the house up for sale. She signed papers on an offer, things like that. And, everything was going smoothly until the title company tells us she's not legally able to sign those papers yet because probate hasn't started. And then she has a brother that's been MIA. And so, as a team, we're like, okay, how can we rectify this? The closing was going to possibly be extended 2 months. And is buyer going to stay in it? They've got plans. There's other things that are happening here. So there's a lot going on. But then this guy is MIA. And if we can find him and get him to sign off on her being the executor of the estate, that probate process can be cut down to like 1 to 2 weeks instead of 2 months. And so, I don't know, I put on my best Magnum PI mustache and I went out searching for him. And I found him yesterday and I got him to sign the document and everything's good. But that's the type of stuff we do, as a team too, that we come together and we just try to make things happen. And so that was one we now learn from. And so next time someone has a property to sell that, a parent died and we're dealing with this, we're going to be looking for the probate side of things. Have you talked to an attorney? Let's get this started right away.
Yeah.
And so we'll learn from that.
Fantastic stuff. Talking this morning with Ryan and Kevin, of course, Making Dreams Realty with Keller Williams, the website, mdrealtywi.com. That's mdrealtywi.com. And their telephone number, 480-8599. That's 480-8599. Guys, great hanging out this morning. You guys have a fantastic day.
You too, Sean. Thanks.
This is the MDR Home Show right here on iHeartRadio and 1310 WIBA.